Okay, let's try it here. I was just trying to do it through this other app. I want to make sure I can see you guys okay. And then we will get started. So don't fall off. Hi Vicky, Vicky's watching. This is a good sign. So I'm just gonna make sure we can see you over here, new post. And why, you can see it on there, not here. That's interesting. Okay. So once it goes, let's go live, let's go virtual, or let's go. All right, so that's fine. We're just gonna be doing it from the phone. Oh, there it is. Okay, so awesome. Okay, sound off here. Okay. Yay, all right. Hi you guys, this is Cindy with Dare to Be Artsy, and thanks for having me back in to make some cards with you guys. So this is some fun cards for the fall, and there are still some kits available if you need to still purchase a kit. Let's go ahead and put this up so you can see everything that's going on. And all right, put this up. Hopefully don't knock anything off here. Okay, there we go. Perfect. All right, my sister's gonna be watching just to help me see if you guys have any questions. So you guys have 3 kits here, and in your kit, so some of you may have already cut some of the pieces out, which is great. I'm going to die cut some things. We're making 3 fun cards. In your kit, you got a little tag as well as a little hello. So just if you haven't done that yet, you could go ahead and cut that out. So the tag is going to be for this card. I went ahead and cut the tag out. I'm going to put that to the side for now. And then you're going to have a little yellow piece of paper in here, and that is for the little hello. And just as a little fun thing that I think is helpful, I take score tape and put it on the back of that when I have a little, like a little word like this. And I'm going to die cut that. We won't use it till later, but I'm just going to have that out of the way. Some of these extra pieces.
The sound is lower than you meant.
The sound is lower. All right, I'm going to try and just speak up because we're just using this from my phone. I don't want to touch anything that's going to make it totally gone. Is that a little bit better? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I put this on here. If you have a pokey tool, that's great. Here's one. All right. So this is kind of handy to have the...
It's loud now.
It is good?
I don't know if it's too loud.
Okay. All right. So this has already got the adhesive on the back of it. So I'm going to just put it to the side. This is going to just be really handy. If you have some liquid glue that's got a fine tip, that works out well too. But we're going to go ahead and put this back in this card because we're not going to use it first. I just want to have some of these pieces done. And then you have this sheet of paper in there. This has a circle around it, so you can fussy cut that if you want to. Or if you have our circle dies or any of your circle dies, you could go ahead and cut that out. So that will be for one of the cards. And then I'm using our dies, but you could fussy cut these. So I'm just kind of getting all of our pieces done. Okay, so I need to work on the mic a little bit better, but okay, so I'm going to go ahead and cut these, pop these little pieces out. Just to have them all ready. And I'm gonna go ahead and just fussy cut this little guy. I'm leaving just a little bit of white around it. This stamp set has lots of different pieces in it. You got one stamp in your kit, but the others were listed also. Let me show you that. Let's see. So one of the sets was the Woodland Friends. The other is the Farmer's Market. So these are the two stamps and the dies that go with them. And then this is our circle dies. So again, any circle dies will work. We're gonna start with this packet. So we've got these pieces all cut. Oh yeah, let's go ahead and cut these out too. You can fussy cut these or use your paper cutter. I gave you a little light blue line. Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and have all of these ready. You guys all ready for fall and fall weather? We have a lot of Christmas stuff coming out as well. So many of you probably already started on your Christmas cards, holiday cards. You know, if you have any questions, there we go. Okay, so now we have all of our pieces. All right, we're starting with this card. It's called a reverse inside Z fold card. There may be other names for it, but that's what I'm calling it. You open up the main piece, and then this one opens up like this. So go ahead and get this out. All right. So with this, to get your circles to line up, I just lightly tacked down the green piece, and then I die cut that circle at the same time. So it just is easy to place instead of die cutting these separate. So that's why this is just lightly tacked down. So now you can either pull it off or just go in here. And glue the rest of it down. By not gluing the whole thing down, that yellow piece that comes out you can use again, same with the little green piece. In fact, the green that came out of here is used on this card. Okay. Now you've got this piece. Again, I used our circle dies and just lined them up together to cut out this nice little frame, so it's going to fit right on there. It is a fun fold. I love cards that just kind of surprise you when you open it. I'm using My Sweet Petunias glue press. We do have some of these. It's really handy. All right, so that's going to line up perfectly. Oh my gosh, I didn't glue that very good. A little more glue. Let's try that again. Okay, there we go. All right, then this is out of our little 6x6 pack, just a nice little frame, and I'm going to center the Happiness is Homemade right in the middle of it. So what is your favorite part about fall? You guys have any favorite parts? Is it the food, the smells, the pumpkins, Thanksgiving? just going to center this down here. And then if you want to, I love to pop stuff, so I am going to pop up the pumpkin.
Oh, Kay says she loves watching you on Monday nights. You show so many fun folds.
Oh, good.
I also love how cheery your paper combinations are.
Oh, thank you.
And Janice, I'm with you on the cool weather and football.
Go Chiefs.
Woohoo!
All right, we are in Kansas City, so you're gonna hear me cheering for the Chiefs. Okay, so just that extra little pop, I think is kind of nice. All right, then we have this little banner. I think I'm gonna wait until we get our circle in there because I'm gonna want to move this a little bit. So let's go ahead and do the inside. Okay. So this, you have your white piece of paper. So it is, I hope I had a ruler near me. Wait. Okay. So you want this piece to be smaller. This is 8.5 by 5 1/4, as opposed to, oh wait, that's 8.5 by 5 1/2. So we're actually a little, our piece that you guys have for the inside is actually too wide, so we're gonna need to trim it down. I'm glad I checked that for you guys. So when this is folded, it needs to be smaller. So since it's already got one score line in it, I want you to cut it off at 4 inches. Glad I checked. Okay, so I'm going to line that up at 4. Okay, that's going to work better. Okay, this needs to sit inside of here, okay? So it's going to be smaller than your yellow piece. So you're going to take it, if you have a scoreboard, you can score this in half. If you don't have a scoreboard, this is very easy because you're going to take the cover of it and just fold it back right to the corner. I like to show this without the scoreboard, so if you don't have one, it makes it easy. And give it a crease. Okay. So typically you open a card like this. We're going to rotate it. So it seems a little weird, but you're going to have the folded side on the outside, and it's going to attach inside this space. So I think I'm going to just, for a bigger piece, use my big gun. So go ahead and get your adhesive out. And if you didn't get a kit, this is one of those you can take your scrap paper and kind of cut it and make a template so you have it for later. So just so you can remember how this works. Okay, I'm going to fold it. I'm going to put it right in the center of that inside panel. This piece is folded like that. So it's going to open like this. Okay? Then you have 2 yellow pieces, and those are going to just glue on here and on here. In the frame, okay? All right. This goes in the center of this panel. There we go. This is going to fold up. Now grab your circle. This piece is going to glue to this panel, but you don't want to just glue it down. If I just went and just slapped it on here, then you may have it in the wrong position. So you really need to figure out, you need to move this around until you don't see an edge. and then you can open it up. So here it is. Move it around till you have it placed where you want it. You just don't want to see the edge of the circle. Hold it in place, lift up, and then if you want, you could take a little pencil, just make a little bit of a mark right along the edge. And then if you want to flip it over. Now I'm going to put my adhesive right here. This is where I like to use the glue, because if I have to wiggle it, I can. Okay. I have my pencil marks. Before I set it down too hard, I just close the lid, make sure it's fitting in there just fine. Perfect. So there you go. Another way to do this, if you have this circle cut out that's exactly the same, like if the white is exactly the same size as this middle, like if this was smaller, I didn't want to cut off this little guy, but if you had a smaller image, you could use the smaller circle, so when you put that down, you can drop it in exactly into that circle. I just made mine a little wider because I didn't want to cut him off. Does that make sense? Okay. Now that we have that, we can figure out where we want to put our little banner. So I like having it kind of overlap there. Now this is really cute. You could just put it right on the little food cart, which that's cute too. But I thought it was more interesting to have it on this open layer. So I'm just going to glue the ends. And have it overlap. I just think it's a little more interesting that way. Right, then when we open this up, you can add some more embellishments. You can stamp another sentiment on the inside, or just add these other fun elements to the inside. I don't really add the foam tape to these pieces because the card's already a little chunky, so I don't think it needs all that much extra thickness. And then we've got this cute little ladybug that should be flying up here. There's so many different little elements in this stamp set, so you can make so many different cards and it's never going to look the same, which I think is kind of fun. So, nice little area to write a sentiment. Again, easily add another sentiment to the inside. So there is our first card. That's probably the most the most confusing one. Okay, so there is that. Let's move on to the next card. Sister says I'm going too fast. So we will, okay. The next one we're going to do is the one with the bunny. So go ahead and take these pieces out. Again, this is that circle that we cut out of here. I don't like to waste scraps, so when I cut that out, it's like, all right, let's use it for the next card. So kind of fun. You've got an instruction sheet here, so we're on number 2. This is using the Woodland Friends stamp set. It's another kind of a short fold, simple. It's actually this, it kind of uses the same concept where we're using the reverse on the inside. Okay, so this piece is 8.5 by 4 1/4, and we're going to score this one. And make sure I got, yeah. We're going to score it at 3 inches. We've got this fun plaid. This is from an older collection of ours. Back of that is the leaves, so we're going to go ahead and glue that here. love these colors for fall. I think I'm gonna move this out of the way. Thanks.
You need it all.
No, I won't need it. Okay. Then let's, the inside, go ahead and glue this down. Again, you could reverse these, both sides of this paper is cute, so do it however you like. This is, all of these cards are A2 size, standard cards. And they're all really simple formats. It's just a little bit of a twist. It makes it a little bit more unique. All right, now you're gonna take your teal piece. You can score it in half or you can just fold it in half. You do need this bone folder though. So I'm just lining up the edges. Give that a nice crease. On the inside, this is where the sentiment will be. It's just going to center right in here. I'm going back and forth between my glue and my tape gun here. You've got a stamp set there, so you can stamp a sentiment on the inside of this. Okay, then the outside is where, okay, remember, you're gonna have the fold out here. Let's go ahead and glue that in here. So it's gonna glue to the center of your inside panel. But remember, your fold is to the right. Time to refill my bottle here. I'm just centering it. Then the card will actually lay like this. So when you're sending it to somebody, it's like this. They're going to open it and then open it like this. So let's go ahead and decorate the outside. We've got our circle here. And I'm going to go ahead, I'm not going to pop this part up. Don't put your adhesive all the way around the edges because it's going to bleed off. So just make sure you know where you put your adhesive. So don't use that. You can even you know, flip it over and draw a pencil line if you need to for that. We've got these cute little bunny, and I went ahead and colored them for you. So you've got these little pieces. This is where I am going to pop this up. The stamp set that is the farm one, what is that again? So you guys got the woodland one in your kit, right? And then the farmer's market one, I was going to mention, this was one of our Stamp of the Month Club sets. It's very cute. If you're in the Stamp of the Month Club, you get it before everybody else, you get it at a discount. And then at the end of the month, I do a virtual workshop based on that set. And I do coloring tips. And then we have a private Facebook group. It's called the Artzy Clubhouse. And everybody shares what they make. So it's kind of great because they get more inspiration based on that set they have. So it's not just getting something in the mail and then, you know, kind of putting it in a drawer or something. So check out the Artsy Clubhouse Stamp of the Month Club. Good for my pokey tool.
Under the pink, in that tray, under your pink. See it?
Oh, there it is. Easy. There's Missy. Alright. So, again, I put the adhesive on the back of this. So I'm going to poke through those little teeny elements so they don't come up with this while I pull it off. So, there we go. Poking that through, poke that through. It's gonna end up sticking to me. Okay. Now this I'm gonna just put over here. Pull those out afterwards. It's gonna stick to me the rest of the night. Okay, there we go. So it's kind of nice to be able to have that adhesive on there, just like that. And then we do. So I didn't. You may or may not have. If you got. You guys can stamp the acorn. I didn't even stamp it, but you can stamp it and color it in and pop that up as well. And then on the inside, we're just going to lay this in here. So I'm going to do it so it doesn't show over here. And I kind of want to pop this, even though it's on the inside. I'm going to pop this one too. Usually don't, but I think since there's that plaid in there, I really want their just to see, or just to have a little bit extra dimension. So I'm gonna put this itty piece at the stem. Okay. Cindy, I'm glad you stopped in to see what we're making today. All right. And there we go. So have you guys made this kind of card before? Probably. I mean, it's been around, this kind of format has been around. I'm going to run it here kind of off to the side so I have plenty of room for the sentiment around here. And again, you guys may have already stamped another sentiment on here, or you're just going to write something there, but isn't that cute? Another thing you can do with this format is when this is closed, if you have those circle dies, you can cut another smaller circle die and put it on this panel so it kind of floats here, and you could put another sentiment or another element there so it's kind of hidden, so you've got another surprise, so another element here, so you can really have fun with it to open it up like this. Let's move on to our third card. We are doing great on time, so this is the card we're going to do next. Again, I love the circle dies. We're going to do this. This is a really simple, but I'm going to show you how to make it a gift card holder as well. So go ahead and get your last kit out. Okay, you're going to want your paper cutter because I gave you, this is part of our coastal getaway paper. Isn't that cute? But we're going to trim one of these down. I just didn't want to cut it. You might want to center it. I went ahead and just had the top squares visible and I cut it off the bottom, so you could do it that way. I wanted to give you guys the option. So first I'm going to go ahead and glue the red piece on. This has already got a short fold or short cut for you. So go ahead and Also, if you'll notice, this is basil paper. I love the texture on one side and the smooth on the other, so there is a difference. Put whichever one you want front. All right, so this is gonna fit right on here. I want a little bit of red all the way around it. You could bleed it off both sides and just have a red stripe. That's kind of not bad either, but I kind of want red all the way around. So I'm just going to trim that down to 5 1/4 instead of 5 1/2. And I'm just trimming it off the bottom. So 5 1/4. And then that gives you that nice red all the way. This Coastal Getaway collection has been really fun. I love the lemons and stuff with that set. There we go. All right, now we have the green piece. Got a nice leafy piece there, and the polka dots. I really like the polka dots. On this card here, I did a shorter piece and I just glued it all the way down. But again, I wanted to make it a gift card holder, so I gave you guys a little bit longer piece. And then when I do a gift card holder, because you're going to be putting a card, you're going to be taking the card in like in and out kind of a thing. So I like to use score tape for this, and I'm only going to put it on 3 sides, of course, because you want your card to fit in there. It doesn't have to be this wide, but we'll hold the card in there a little bit better. Okay. Poking tool again. So just when you do this, make sure you're putting it on right. You want the opening to be on the inside so your card doesn't fall out. There you go. All right, I don't have a card handy. There's just, so here's your gift card is gonna go right in there. Isn't that cute? So this is a sneak peek of what another product that's coming. Okay, so now let's go ahead and layer these up. We have our blue tag. Put that out. So we've got our blue tag here, and I'm just adding You're My Jam to the middle of that. Should do it kind of, I think we want to angle this. And I'm just going to tie a little knot. I'm not going to try and worry about a bow. I'm just going to simple knot. Okay. Get my fingers to work. All right. You can trim that down if you want to. I want this to kind of overlap again, so pay attention to where you don't want an adhesive. I'm going to pop this up with the foam tape because I love my foam tape. Just make sure you don't go all the way to the edge, just in case. Here's kind of a fun little trick. If you're doing something in a circle, take a strip, cut, but don't cut it all the way. Then you can make it go around. Scissors are sticking. There we go. There we go. And then when you pull this off, it's all in one piece. Almost in one piece. Okay, make sure we're not bleeding off. Double check yourself, you don't want that glue there. I like things in the foreground and kind of set back, so I'm going to put this down flat. Tag's going to go up here. And then let's pop the little strawberry jam. And then we have a little strawberry. So I think I used our ladybug already. So we can pop this strawberry up in front of that, but I kind of like it down here in the corner, so I'm going to put it down here. There we go. And then let's pop this up as well. A lot of foam tape. I'm just going to have that overlap. So again, a really simple card, makes a great gift card holder. And then we have, so card number 1, I'm going backwards, but here's our other one, fun fold. And this one, a little bit more complex, same concept, really fun. So I hope you guys like that. I hope that was fun for you guys. We will be probably doing the holiday cards next month. And let me know if you guys have any questions at all. Again, you can get the kit still. You can get the extra stamps and dies still on our website. And definitely go in and check out our Artzy Clubhouse. I think that is it for today. So hope it was fun. You guys have a fantastic week, and I dare you to be artsy. Bye, guys.